And here we have it. The final carrots that the Angry Owl Village will be plucking up this year. And hopefully, even though there are not going to be nearly as many carrots as I would really like to see, hopefully it will be enough to keep us alive until we are able to go ahead and desperately get this cauldron built. I really need my researchers back on this if we're going to get that built in time. But you know, one step at a time, one rabbit hop at a time, and we will simply have to accept what fate has in store. Oh boy, I am really not sure if we're going to have enough barley, to be honest, but we're going to do our best. But hello everyone, and welcome back to the Village of the Angry Owl, where we are able to face down our fears with quite a bit of hope that our villagers have actually been piling up since they have been feeling quite happy. And now, hopefully, whatever benefit we have from this is going to make our villagers maybe more prepared for winter? I have no idea how, though. Oh man, what's going on now? Look, I often think these events where you have consequences in the future still kind of suck. So now we have the fear threat temporarily decreased by 1, but that means that we have to deal with fear again in a couple more days, which means we probably better not go ahead and sacrifice the last of the brown cows to, you know, becoming babies for our village. That may not end well. But, well, all right, let's take stock. So, let's see what we've got. What are you doing, Whisper in the Wind? There's like nothing to be gathered. Oh, I think you're just standing there. I thought Whisper in the Wind was like, we're about to have winter and we're going to run out of food, and just like smacking her pitchfork on this empty bush, which really, you know, that's not going to get us very far, but what are you going to do? And now, what we're going to do is desperately try to do enough research for this cauldron that we will be able to go ahead and have it, oh, Marcia's still out because they are dizzy. Curses. But we're gonna try to go ahead and get this cauldron ready to go as soon as Sunshine ages up into an adult and we're able to yeet them as hard as we can over to the stonemason area and see what happens. Also, we now have Sharky Vovo working on making some of this flour out of the barley we've got. Little teensy bit of barley left. Right. Okay, almost ready for the cauldron. Getting some water for the cauldron as well. And I think more or less everyone else in the village is going to need to go ahead and turn their attention to managing to try to survive the winter. So I probably need to be building a lot more forging spots. And with that in mind, is anybody free to go ahead and you know, now that Ginger Fury, it doesn't look like we're gonna have enough barley to need to worry about having a storehouse. Maybe if we put in a sign, ooh, a sign over here would be a good idea, because that would be a lot of forging locations that we could put down. And maybe the only way we will be able to survive the coming cold is by allowing the bunnies to lead us into this adorable little forest area, actually. It's really cute now that I'm looking at it. And just imagine, like, we just fill it up with all sorts of berries. That could be pretty fun. And then, you know, well, I say fill it up with berries, but what I mean is, you know, oh, I also forgot we had a fear event. Dang it, Siri, pay attention. I have so many like flow charts of mental mapping of like, okay, our village is going to do this, and then we're going to do that, and that means we'll live. But you know, the problem with that is sort of the fact, is sort of the fact that random things, like having a bunch of cows or a bunch of locusts that eat all of your fields, random things do happen, and they kind of throw you off of that goal you may have had in mind. But, oh, here we come, Villa. Okay. An unknown event is coming upon us. The vision is confusing, but there is hope. What kind of unknown event, Elder? Okay, there's not as much hope as I would like, but we do have a little bit of nature protection left over from being a shamanistic village that benefits from being able to grow plenty of plants. And speaking of growing things and benefiting from things, Sunshine has grown up! Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna be very excited. Sunshine, if you don't mind, we're going to train you to be a stonemason, and then we are also going to have a little bad wolf grow up to become our chef as soon as we can actually get the cauldron up and built. But until then, what else could we go ahead and collect? We have a really good lead on heat right now. I might try, let's get Kit Kat Nap back on rock duty. I might try to see if we have at least a couple more spots that we could put down a hot spring, like maybe right over here next to the cows, because that's beautiful passive warmth. And I know I kind of rolled my eyes at the hot springs at first because I was like, but they only give one. Yeah, that one beautiful warmth is no doubt soothing the sore muscles of our villagers, because that actually piles up pretty significantly in the background, considering we could only have, you know, one desperate watcher trying to burn wood to keep us alive. So maybe we will do that. But I also should probably have people focusing on food. All right. First things first, let us forge up more food. Like I was just saying we should do, you know, for the whole staying alive thing. I think that, and then let's get a sign posted over there. And let's actually have our wonderful lumberjack come rushing on down as Nature of Gaming dives back into these brittle woods and gathers us hopefully enough wood that we can, you know, keep going, clipping along here. We're gonna get our other druid back over there. Any other workers available? No, I think everybody is kind of lined up. Sharky Vovo is making some more flour. We'll swap them over to making milk in just a second, but I want to have a nice little flour supply for a few days. Actually, winter's 20 days. For some hopeful reason, I thought winter was only going to be, like 10 days? No, that's not the case. That's nowhere close to being the case. And I keep scanning our village, watching as the bunnies bounce, the fish flop, the birds, they kind of bob in the tree, which is sort of adorable. And I keep thinking we will have more villagers, and I can be like, oh, and you also gather water. And you know, we should probably be working on making some of those extra pulses for our wonderful healers. But we don't. We don't have that many villagers. That might be a good thing, considering, like, that's less mouths to feed. I forgot about the fear event again! Oh, Soulless Buffet gives hope, but it also means that we would have to have food chewed up. The cauldron. Oh, I'm so excited about that, but it's 2 more days before Sunshine will be able to do any kind of research or to collect that copper for us. All right, cauldron. As soon as I can, I'm getting you built. And let's have Sharky Vovo carry on with turning that barley into wood. And I'm trying to think. Definitely need not to have the fear event win, which means 2 days. I was not paying attention in time. Do we have enough leather? We might have to consider another sacrifice of our wonderful brown cows, because the peace tent giving 5 would be really nice compared to the 2 hope that we get from just, you know, sitting and having a nice chat next to the braying of the bovine. I need to not think about how loud cows are, because then it makes me a little cranky. Because I remember the cows that were mooing in Hawaii while my husband and I were trying to sleep at a campsite. I will never forgive those cows. Like, I will have a permanent beef against them. Oh my gosh. Because it was miserable. I just remember being exhausted and jet lagged, and there was no hope of any kind of sense of rest or peace due to the cows. Also, it sucks that it takes up food. Bad Wolf, oh, I can't wait to make you a chef. But let's make sure that we get ahead on this hope. All right. And then let's see what else we can do. So thankfully we finally have the cauldron. That was a long time in coming. And the next things we could really work on, I want to make sure our villagers like have a cloth maker soon so that we can try to make sure that we don't get frozen. A fine tailor makes blankets. Let me think. The next events we have happen. It's a winter cold doom event. Do I want to prepare for that, or do I feel pretty confident in our bubbling, beautiful hot springs? Because the cloakmaker would need an artisan who would need advanced tools, which means we would need copper, and we don't have any copper in any of our mountains, so we have to wait until some stones get smushed together and crush out some copper, thanks to sunshine. And then the stone workshop. So to get fancy tools, we have to go through stone workshop and then a whole nother thing. Is it worth it to try to do something that has more education? +2. Do we have cobblestone? Oh, we don't have cobblestone researched yet. All right, let's get that out of the way. That's going to be necessary if we're going to get some more of the high quality items lingering around here and helping to keep our villagers, you know, alive. Maybe I should build up some backup bonfires right now. Maybe? Let me just like look over everything and quietly consider. Let's see. We have enough flour from Sharky Vovo soon. Okay. Okay. More knowledge would be a good thing for the stone paving. Probably have enough wood from Nature of Gaming. When we only have so many villagers, every decision we make actually has a lot of consequences, so it's worth trying to think through. Oh, I want people over here working on that hope. For instance, that decision could have had consequences that I would have been very unhappy about. I wonder if I should have my knife master. Well, let's see, we need the copper still. All right, you know what? When push comes to shove, if you have to doubt anything, get more food. So, let us collect more berries. Let us watch over as Sunshine hopefully gets one step closer to becoming a stonemason. Let us thank the mountains that don't have any copper for at least having enough glittering metals that we can try to put together a very old cauldron. At this point, I'll settle for a kettle or a pot. You know, all the same thing. Oh, look at that. And now we're hungry. 3 of us are hungry. Okay, Sharky Vovo, if you don't mind making some milk, that'd be awesome. Do pips not just drink, they don't drink raw milk? Did you know that? I didn't know that. Did you know that? I thought they would drink that raw milk. I actually was mentally calculating that as one of the sources of food we were going to have. Oh, you know, not the case. Not the case after all. Ah, it doesn't help that we have to have the Solus buffet either. Okie dokie. Wow. Well. Okay. Again, let's like carefully think through some of these things. Might as well get that storage unit finished, even though I don't think we're gonna have anything to store. And at least the little field of berries is keeping us alive as I hoped. So, see, there's hope! There's hope just in time for the hope event, thank goodness. I'm really tickled that the cows showed up even though we had to sacrifice some of them. And we should probably make a judgment call pretty soon on if we're going to keep these ones or not. Come on, good event. Come on, good event. Come on, good event. Volscree, are you gonna find a bunch of wonderful food just hiding in the forest, maybe? Oh, I forgot we have a distressed pip too. Huh, that probably wasn't helping us the whole time. That's the kind of hope I like to see. Yes! Our knife master was doing an impromptu performance. Oh, I didn't even think about how useful that would be. We should probably have the like knife performing area up and going pretty soon too. Yay! Yay! Stone paving researched. All right. Well, I'm really glad we're going to have that cauldron hopefully sooner than later, because I wanna make sure we don't starve to death. Is there anything else that I could possibly do other than, you know, hunting, which would potentially drive all of our pips mad? We don't want that part. We could prepare the bakery, actually. We could prepare the bakery! Yes! Oh my gosh, let's get that going. Of course that's going to help us out. Now that we have Sharky Vovo, like, on the milk and flour, creation, and now that we have got... Sunshine! You are, indeed, a ray of hope. Now that, you know, we're finally getting ourselves some copper. So tomorrow we can start working on building the, we can finally start working on building the actual cauldron. Good. We need that. Literally everybody is almost on berry duty. Kit Kat Nat, I need you to also come up and be on berry duty so that we can stop starving for a split second. And at least we have made it a few days into the thick of winter. And I have to say, I'm really proud of the villagers of the Angry Owl because they haven't given up hope. They actually pushed us ahead on hope when, to be honest, we didn't really have any right to be pushed ahead. But hopefully we can go ahead and maybe say goodbye to the last 2 cows before they use up all of our barley. Oh! The little baby grew up! I really do love how cute they are. And at least we're able to go ahead and respectfully eat them, I suppose. We're out of food. We're out of food. We're out of food. Oh my gosh, we're out of food. I need more food. Because I truly, in my heart of hearts, thought we would actually have the ability to drink that milk. It's soy milk. I consume soy milk like daily. You think people would be just, you know, if they're willing to eat like raw meat, they would be willing to drink some soy milk, for crying out loud. All right, well, not ideal, but let's get down a couple more foragers. Or what else can you do except now we're stuck with one very hungry Pip and 3 days before we have the cauldron? Oh my word. Okay. Maybe I should have more Pips researching that bakery. Oh, never mind. Basically every Pip available is researching the bakery. Okay, Sunshine. All right. Hang in there, Bad Wolf! The starvation that you will experience as a young adult will go ahead and hopefully inspire some wonderful recipes to fill the tummies. Ooh, that's a lot of sickness. To fill the empty, hungry stomachs. I completely forgot there was a cataclysm event coming up of our villagers. Oh, wow. Other than growing crops, we actually don't have any way to prevent cataclysm. That's putting a lot of faith in seeds we can't even grow right now. Well, what are you gonna do? Please, give me some food. Please, I beg of you. Cataclysm Domain. Yes, I kick you in the face when you try to destroy me. Yes, you occasionally have, like, earthquakes that wreck me. What are you doing? Don't hold me in suspense. What are they doing? Like, what's happening here? Are we okay? Uh-oh. There, finally! I was really worried. Oh my gosh. Lord Thunder thinks they found a new method to make bricks out of stones. Should we allow them? Absolutely not. We need that knowledge. Fork it over. That will get us so much closer to a bakery. Woo! Maybe we can use those bricks instead to, you know, make a nice bakery. That actually makes a lot of sense. Like, figure out how to make a good oven to be able to bake our bread and thus keep ourselves alive. Boy, we're really playing on the fine-tuned edge of starvation here. But we're at this fine-tuned edge of starvation, actually. But, you know what? We're trying our best. And the good news is now we finally have the cauldron underway. We'll put down a few more forging spots maybe. We also are generating quite a bit of heat protection. We're about to lose a lot of that heat protection, unfortunately, since we have an event tomorrow night. However, that's going to be 2 good events. And I think we're going to go ahead and get ahead on... There's no sickness events coming up, but I'm a little nervous just to ignore that. Your local gamer is my only watcher for burning trees. Okay, let's come down and let's push the knowledge on the Milky Bakery a little bit. That's probably the best idea. Whew. But all right, 1 step at a time. And we slowly yet surely are pushing our way forward to the desperate edge of survival. But I have to say, there seems to be hope, or at the very least, like a bunch of jam. And we should probably do something about these cows. All right. How much more of winter? 15 days! Okay, at least we made it through a third of winter. Or a fourth of winter, I mean. Alright, well, we shall do our best. This is what happens when our carrot fields lie fallow, and we don't have the carrots of consideration. Consistency. Consumption! Wait, no, that's a disease! No, I don't want the carrots of consumption. Nah, I'm getting out of here before I doom my villagers.